You look fantastic, buddy. You always
You
look
kept the beard.
I did keep it. I kept the beard. I
You
figured,
love
why
it
not?
because everybody's saying you're so hot right now.
Oh, stop.
And you
Yeah,
love it.
no, that's
and
not
now
why I
you
love
don't want to lose it. The last time I saw Jimmy was like in front of a lemonade stand with our kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, so this is a new look. And then
No.
I hear that everybody's saying how hot he looks in it. And I
That's not
noticed
true.
it's still on.
No, I just kept it on. I figured I'm just gonna keep it on. I have nothing. I figured, I don't know what. I'm just gonna
You
leave it on.
pruned it.
No, I didn't prune.
Really? You
This is
didn't
a non-prune.
topiary your face?
No, this is a non-pruned beard. Look at
That's
this.
au
If someone pruned
nature?
this, that's how patchy it
No
is.
scissors have gone to this beard.
Zero. Where would I put scissors?
I don't know. Just a little.
There?
Just a little number 2 on the razor.
No, that's why
or
it's almost
something.
coming in like a goatee, a little bit weird, like. But it's not. I didn't do any trimming. This is all legit.
Am I right though that we think maybe? I think this is a good look. Like you're into it. You're feeling it.
I think something has to change. I just think maybe, you know what it was? I saw Dolly Parton. I went to the Smoky Mountains. I did something with Dolly, and I felt like
Dollywood, you know, your wife and I got lost after we were road tripping around America in an RV. I can't recommend it more. You get to do whatever you want to do. You like a place, you stay. You leave, hoot. And we went to Dollywood, and we drove around for like 5 hours in the Smoky Mountains. And you know when you're road tripping, you kind of, you know, 5 hours, you're ready to call it a night. And we pulled right back, and we were like, let's just pull over and sleep for the night. We go to pull over, and we go to right where we left 5 hours ago. It was like Winnie the Pooh's loop or something.
you ended
And
up
I was
being
like, the Bermuda Triangle's in the Smoky Mountains.
We can't leave this place, yeah. But how magical was that?
Oh, but Dollywood was awesome. And Dolly Parton, I mean, come on, legend.
So I felt like I should be a Smoky Mountain man of mystery. And so it inspired me to just grow a beard.
Did Dolly see the beard?
No. She inspired me for the beard.
Okay.
Do you think Dolly will enjoy the beard?
Well, I think we need to know because everything Dolly likes is awesome.
Yeah, true, yeah. I want to talk to you about this because you had a crazy summer. I didn't even really get to catch up with you when I saw you last week. But I want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, you went to a wedding, okay?
Oh, yes.
Yes. You went to Britney Spears' wedding.
Yeah.
And look at this. There's you, Madonna, Selena Gomez, Donatella Versace, Paris Hilton. How long have you known Britney?
Some serious OG ladies right there.
That is a good gang of girls there, yeah.
I made friends with Britney about 1.5 years ago, and we sort of had some secret exchanges.
Yeah.
I know that sounds nefarious. It was exactly the opposite. It was very connective and honest, and we've both been through a lot of things. We have some parallels that are unique in their circumstances, but also I think the things that we go through in life, although these circumstances may seem so next level, the feelings of growing up, struggling, all the stuff that we've both gone through is something that I felt connected to her. And I'm not a real reach out kind of person, you know, I'm not Hollywood Bob, I'm not slick. The humanity in what she was going through, trying to get her freedom back, was something I felt compelled to reach out, and we found a deep connection there.
Yeah, good for you. I'm glad you reached out. It's tricky, you know? It's insane when you see everyone's life, you go, oh, wow, they must have they must have a great life. And you go, no one really knows anything unless you... And she was crying for help, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone...
Yeah, there's a human being at the center of this. And so we made friends, like genuine friends.
And did you have fun?
Then I got invited to her wedding, which could not have been more intimate. The people you see in that photo is some of the only people there. There's only a few more.
Yeah.
At the actual event, it was intimate. It was fairy tale-ish. It was very sweet. It was, you know, there was no press. It was the way she wanted to do it.
Yeah, good.
Which was really also led to that photograph, which was also a moment.
Yeah.
And none of us like planned for it. It
When
just
was this?
happened organically.
When was this dance party?
Oh, then that was later. I also thanked her for not having a sit-down dinner. God, do I hate sit-down dinner.
What are you talking about?
Guess what? We all got dressed up. We all want to dance, and we want to hang out.
No, you sit down, you eat. No.
What?
No,
now,
you eat it.
Now I have to sit down, and they always separate you. Like, we're going to force you into a new social endeavor. The person you came with that you want to hang out with is over there. Why did you do that? And now let's eat some bizarre food.
Yeah, and it's
that
never.
you didn't choose, and I hate it.
Sorry. So it was.
So they did the ceremony. She got right to the dance party. We had the best time, and I was like, thank you.
Yeah, Brittany, we love you. I do love Brittany.
Hate sit-down dinner.
And then we won't ever
Unless
do
it's
one.
a dinner party, then that's a different situation.
We've had sit-down dinners before. No, really lunches.
But
really.
you know how weird I am about the places. Like, we like to go to this one place because you can walk around in it.
Yeah.
I don't like that formal, stuck to the chair, like I'm in the 1800s. When I go out also, I finally feel like I've got a feather. Like I've left the house. The last thing I want to do is sit and eat. I feel social. Let's party.
No! You know how to party. By the way, look at you, supermodel, at the Dolce & Gabbana fashion in Italy. Are you kidding me, Drew? Drew Barrymore, you're unbelievable. By the way...
I feel so awake now. I mean, I wear only sweatpants with hole-riddled vintage T-shirts. Like, I don't put a lot of effort into myself in real life. I don't. I'm very schlubby. And so it's nice after the pandemic and 2 kids and a real body change. Like, I just really lost myself for a lot of years, and it's really nice to try and put a little effort in every once in a while.
Yeah, come on. You always do. I know, but come on, this is just,
I dress like Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That is my daily attire.
Yeah.
So if you're like at work,
and
dress the part.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put a little energy into it.
Did you get to celebrate the 40th anniversary of E.T. at all? Because I know it was a big deal this year.
It was such a big deal, and my daughters and I were planning to go, and with Steven, and it was Spielberg, not to name drop, I feel so bougie. That wasn't
I think you're allowed, of all people, I think you're allowed to...
Steven, but yes,
you're allowed to...
wonderful Steven Spielberg, and we're all so close, and he knows my kids, so he was like, let's make sure the kids go, and I was like, I'm gonna watch E.T. with you and the kids at Grauman's Chinese Movie Theater, where my their great-grandfather's face is in the cement, and, you know, it's the circle of life, like...
Yeah.
And we have planned it for months. We're so excited. It's probably one of the biggest, most important things that we've ever experienced. Only the day before, they both test positive for COVID. And I have to call Steven. I'm shell-shocked, and we didn't get to go. So we're doing a makeup with hot fudge sundaes and in his screening room, which is awesome.
Kids, have they seen E.T. yet? Or?
Yes. They love it.
Okay.
But it wasn't like watching it in a movie theater with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And we were opening the Turner Classic Film Festival. Like, we were going to sit and do a sit-down interview on the stage with Ben Mankiewicz. It was this thing I've looked forward to so much. So everything happens for a reason.
Frankie's probably around your age, right?
A really exciting story with no climax.
Not E.T. E.T. was a great climax. I'm not going to spoil it. But what, Frankie is 7? That's how old you were, right?
She's 8 and a half. I was 6 when I filmed at 7 when it came out.
Oh, really?
I've been doing this such a long time.
Wow, you've been doing it. You've been doing it such a long time.
You know what's so funny, too, is like, people literally are like, oh, so E.T. was the first. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. I started at 11 months old, Gainsborough Puppy Chow. And then I went on to do a whole lot more. I did TV, movies, and commercials.
Let me tell you what the business was like.
I was in a feature film. By the time I did E.T., it was Old Hat. You know what I'm saying? So that was not my first gig.
Yeah, not your first rodeo
there. I was a vet
there.
by then.
Yeah. Can we talk about the show, the Drew Barrymore show? Today, by the way, you're back. I missed you. I loved your show so much. And I love you so much. You looked great. It was so good, and it was so interesting. I love that you just put yourself out there. You had your ex-boyfriend, Justin.
Yes, Justin Long, who I love so dearly. And, you know, when we first launched, it's a big measuring contest. Who's your first guest?
Yeah.
Show me the big guns, the big names.
Yeah, who do you got?
And I was like, I want to ask Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu, my dearest girlfriends who I did Charlie's Angels with. We've experienced everything in life you can, travel, birth, life, divorce, marriage, kids,
everything.
Everything. And I'm so proud of our endeavor. And I think I'm trying to make this show as personal as I can, as well as have it be a daytime talk show. And I think there's such a rich conversation about our exes. Where does that friendship go? Listen, if they're toxic, get them out of your life.
Yeah.
But nothing to talk about. Have a boundary. But if there was good, rich history there, how do we champion those people? How do we have them in our lives in an appropriate way? He has this awesome, wonderful, incredible partner, Kate Bosworth. By the way, what an incredible woman who would allow this to happen. If she's not my hero, I don't know who is.
Yeah, she just said, yeah, go for it. Go and talk and have the conversation. It was so good.
Deal with our real lives. I've been doing movies and playing characters and being a part of storytelling, which is so incredibly universal. Talk about E.T. if that didn't open me up to the kind of life I want to have. But ever since I had kids, I've been wanting to know, like, how do you live a life that isn't just a movie, that's real? And this has been the best avenue and exploration for me right now to do this show and to talk to other people.
It was emotional to watch. But I mean, you guys you were at our wedding, both of you.
Yeah, by the way, he was my boyfriend. We were at the wedding. That was my date. I've never cried so hard in my life than Nan and Jimmy's wedding. Like, it got really awkward. No. Like, it was too much.
And we had a tiny, small wedding.
Very small, but Justin and I were there.
This is the picture from our wedding. This is Donatella, Madonna, everyone. And not bad.
See, in storytelling, you call that a payoff.
Hey, the callback, yeah.
But yes, I mean...
that was emotional. I loved seeing you guys together because I know how close you were.
If also you can say, we have changed. Here's where we are at in our lives now. Here's what you're up to. I want to celebrate it. He's in the best movie called Barbarian. It's going to be a classic. Does anyone here like scary movies?
Yeah. I think it's the #1 movie in the country right now.
It is?
Yeah, officially, yeah, we heard.
Oh, my God!
Yeah, it's in the #1 movie. Yeah.
I had to watch it by myself. It was a nightmare.
It is scary.
It's the scariest movie.
Yeah.
It's so good. It just taps into every layer of fear.
All right, yeah.
It's really destined to become a classic. How wonderful for him.
Yeah, he's on tomorrow. I will talk to him about this
Please
tomorrow.
do.
Yeah, exactly. I want to say congrats again on the season. Every morning, Drew Barrymore Show. You better watch. TiVo, set your DVRs. The one and only Drew Barrymore, everybody. Season 3 of Drew Barrymore Show premiered earlier today. Drew and I are playing a fun new game when we come back. Stick around. It's a good one.
Hey.